Here's the lineup for our first semifinal, LMU and UCLA. Where do your eyes take you first, Holly?
I really like the fives for LMU, so that's an interesting matchup versus Alden and Cooper. I like starting at the top, Schaefer, Paloya, and then Perez versus Boyd, but the twos are really an interesting matchup as well.
Well, let's go ahead and start at the ones pair, because we just showed you that Sally Perez and Maggie Boyd were the two that clinched the quarterfinal for UCLA, and this is a player in Sally Perez who is a freshman. She's only ever played at the one. She's a first-team All-American playing on this stage.
And this pair for UCLA came to the pairs championship in the fall and won together. There's a double contact on that first hand set for UCLA.
And Maggie Boyd and Sally Perez. Maggie Boyd, by the way, in her career, 8-0 at the NCAA. She has never lost here. Boyd will bump set Perez and hits it hard. Michelle Schaefer chasing after it. Perez behind the set, and a point for UCLA.
Michelle Schaefer for LMU is one of those really relentless defenders. She bodied up that dig to keep it alive, but second time Sally Perez able to chop it inside the defense.
Michelle Schaefer, about 42 years old. I'm just kidding. She's 24. She's in her 7th season. A second-team All-American. She wears number 3 in red, and she'll hand set Anna Paloya. And there's a point for LMU.
We talked about timing and the faster wet sand. That time Paloya early on her approach. And if you're a defender for UCLA in the back court, you want to recognize that. If you're that early, you're on the way down, it's probably going to be a shot. So you have to be a little lighter on your feet to read that.
Yeah, we had storms all night, all through the night and early into this morning. We started at 8 a.m. local time, and the rain had just let up. So the sand is still wet, compact like you said, so it's going to be a little harder.
But fast for a defender.
Holly likes that.
I do.
Looking for the corner shot was Schaefer, but just a bit too long.
Paloya a little bit too tight, pushing that pass up to the net where Schaefer had to make that decision, try and fight it out of the net or attack on 2.
We're playing to 21. You have to win by 2. The first team to win matches at 3 of the pairs wins the duel and moves on to the championship tomorrow.
Anna Paloya, really nice high line shot over Sally Perez. I said the X factor was going to be serving, and I don't think if you're UCLA you want to keep it safe. I think you need to be aggressive, because LMU known to be one of the best serving teams on the beach.
Here's Schaefer. Sally Perez. Schaefer tried to stick her arm out but couldn't stop it, and now they'll switch sides after 7 points. Madison, how was John Mayer, LMU's head coach, after that big win over USC?
Well, it's safe to say he was very excited. I caught up with him and I said, how'd it feel? And he said, really good, especially because USC had knocked them out of the tournament in 2023 and 2024. And then I asked him, does that add confidence moving forward with your team? And he said, no. What adds confidence is our resume, what we did throughout the season, how many number 1 seeds we upset, and now it's about using that and doing something we've never done before, which is winning a semifinal.
They're trying to get to that championship match for the first time, and you see John Mayer there.
Calm, cool, and collected. He has a podcast called Coach Your Brains Out. He's one of the best in the business, really puts a lot on the players to ask questions and learn.
In his 10th season leading LMU, they have 37 wins on the season now. That is a program record.
LMU team, big swing, and there's a touch called on the block. They will get that point.
So Anna Paloya back serving for LMU. Italian Beach, an indoor national team member. She was first team all-conference this season. Bit too long.
I love the middle-to-middle serve. It puts a lot of pressure on the pair to communicate. She just missed that one long.
Maggie Boyd showing off her hammer.
Really nice defense by Maggie Boyd, picking up that angle shot and then delivering the heat. She's a tall defender who can really kill balls in transition.
that's a point in favor of UCLA. For Maggie Boyd, this is the first season without Lexi Denneberg. She's been at the ones her entire career. Maggie Boyd has. First team All-American this season. And, you know, being with a new partner, especially a freshman, it forced her to be more vocal this year.
Definitely. Prior, she was led by Lexi Denneberg, who's one of the leaders in captains for UCLA, but now she's in that leadership role, encouraging her talented young partner, Sally Perez.
So timeout is called at the 1 pairs. We want to look in at the 2 pairs, where right now, Natalie Miskowski and Perry Brennan have the advantage over Chloe Hooker and V. Preeti.
Chloe Hooker gets up, open net swing. Very aggressive in transition for LMU.
If you're trying to figure out who's who, you can check the scoreboard that we've got on your screen. Their jersey number is right next to their last name. Perry Brennan with the handset to Miskowski. Long, no touch, point LMU, and we're tied up at 6.
Natalie Miskowski is one of those fantastic ball control players who can just put the ball on any part of the court, but that one too long.
It's a younger pair when it comes to their experience together, just 6-3 on the season. They have not finished a match here at the championships yet. And Perry Brennan tried to tip over behind her and got stuck in the net.
The LMU 2 pairs are very complementary. Like Chloe Hooker is an elite defender and Preeti at the net is an elite blocker, and they put a lot of pressure on you trying to side out and find open sand.
And they said about being paired up late. Yeah, it was a challenge, but they just really supported each other, dictated their game, tried to stay intentional in everything they did, and that has helped. Oh, Perry Brennan with a crafty shot.
We've seen Perry Brennan work her magic out on the court for the UCLA Bruins. Transition dig, really aggressive approach, and she just covers the sand so well as a defender.
Meanwhile, on this side of the net, they have 30 wins together this season, including a win over FSU earlier today.
They're a pair that are very close off the court. They played together all summer, and when they came back to UCLA, Jenny Johnson-Jordan said, I'm going to put you guys together, and they've taken care of business.
Yeah, it's been a couple of summers now that they've trained together, played a lot of tournaments, really strong chemistry. AVCA Top Flight Award winner, meaning they won at least 15. They played at least 15 matches and won 75% of those matches.
Both these pair 2s are Top Flight Award winners.
Perry Brennan, nobody on, and poked it deep.
Perry Brennan can put it anywhere she wants, especially if you retreat off the net. She's going to attack you. You might want to stay at the net as a blocker, put a little bit more pressure on her, and then just mix it up defensively. Give her different looks so she doesn't see the same defense on the other side of the net.
Oh, right down the middle. That is so tough.
In our camera, right behind the server, perfect angle, attacking the middle of the court. And she does it with pace. That ball has tons of pace on the ball, blowing away from Chloe Hooker. And V. Preeti are already releasing.
Back-to-back tough serves, but LMU is able to rally out of that.
Tight pass, and Chloe Hooker is able to get her feet to the ball. Miskowski, after the tough serve, was running to the net and not quite set to block that ball yet.
Chloe Hooker, this is her 3rd NCAA appearance, was the conference defensive player of the year this season. And John Mayer says, numbers-wise, she's one of the best defenders, not just on their team, in the nation.
And I would agree with that.
Natalie Muskowski.
Hand set called off of Perry Brennan, and that's an LMU point.
You know, looking at both of these pairs, they have the traditional one player's the defender, one player's the blocker. How does that, or why are you're seeing in the college game, sorry, you get here from juniors and sometimes you're not always playing the same position that you're going to play on the college level.
Correct. Well, in this case, you've got two pairs at the two where you've got elite defenders in Perry Brennan and Chloe Hooker. So you want a full-time blocker so they can do what they do best. Look at this dig by Chloe Hooker, and then Preeti gets her feet there, little left-hand pokey over the net, catches UCLA by surprise.
And there's some heat coming off the arm.
Paloya's got a big arm out of Italy for LMU.
And actually, this is the ones pairs that we're looking at right now, and that swing was from Anna Paloya. We'll get you back to the twos and come back to the beach when we come back. UCLA, a two-time national champion, taking on LMU, who's trying to make its first appearance in the final. All of the courts are in action right now. If there's a certain pair that you want to see, you can pull that up on ESPN+. We want to get you to the five pairs. Tannen Rosenthal, Yuli Poletti-Corrales of LMU taking on Inslee Alden and Harper Cooper, and it's really close at this court. And Holly, you picked this court to watch right from the beginning. Why were you excited about it?
I think the LMU pair fives play extremely consistent together, and just they play beautiful volleyball. Nice hand sets, good ball control, make strong decisions at the right time. They will switch to the good side. You can see the wind picking up there with Cesar Bonatti, the assistant coach for LMU.
We got to show you something that happened on this court earlier. Inslee Alden for UCLA on the left side of your screen. She comes in, gets blocked in the face, but it's a kill. Give her a point.
How frustrating if you're Poletti-Corrales with the block and that happens. Use your whole body.
The old face kill. Whatever works. And her glasses seem to be okay, most importantly. That one more traditional swing.
Inslee Alden has one of the heaviest arms Jenny Johnson-Jordan has ever seen. She said, look, sometimes people are afraid to play her because she can hurt you with her arm. And when she digs the ball, UCLA often scores.
Oh, that serve moved. Man, Tannen Rosenthal got underneath it, but couldn't quite get it all the way up, and it's in favor of UCLA. A newer pairing, 4-3 on the season are Alden and Cooper.
UCLA was playing with their pairs. Jessie Smith was out early on, and Alden was up at the twos for a while, but now has threes and has moved down to play with Cooper, who's a very talented young blocker for the Bruins.
Yeah, redshirt freshman Cooper took that red shirt last season. Poletti-Corrales turns it wide, 1-point advantage to the Bruins.
Harper Cooper trying to grab that tight ball, forcing Poletti-Corrales from LMU out of bounds.
It will be Alden serving. Rosenthal bump sets Poletti-Corrales. Firing hard at Harper Cooper.
And one of the benefits to having that hard approach is when the blocker pulls off the net, you can swing hard at them. If you come in soft, you're only going to be able to shoot that ball.
A really solid record for this LMU pair, but they've talked about they struggled to connect at the beginning of the season. Very different people. They had a lot of conversations about what they needed from each other, and that paid off.
It certainly did. And sometimes you have instant chemistry with a partner. Sometimes you have to work through it and find it. Sometimes you never find it.
You know, they've said they've been bold to tell each other when something didn't work. Let's see where Harper Cooper goes with this serve. She'll go after Poletti-Corrales.
Harper Cooper going at Poletti-Corrales and then making a late block move. Nice quick hands over the net. LMU wants a timeout.
Down by 2 here in set number 1. All of the courts are still in that first set. The first school to win at 3 of these wins the duel and advances to our championship tomorrow. That'll be at 10:30 Eastern on ESPN. Let's go to the 4 pairs, where Alexa Fernandez and Kaylee Matthews lead Isabel Reffel and Maggie Rabich.
Kaylee Matthews, a redshirt freshman from Marin, is really talented, has worked hard to get in the lineup. Jenny Johnson-Jordan said she was so coachable. She was out of the lineup last year, but worked hard to get and earn the spot.
That serve gets away from Maggie Rabich. And UCLA just needs 2 more points to take set 1.
Alexa Fernandez, one of the top recruits in the country, just a freshman. She and Sally Perez came in together, very good friends. Number 16 in blue.
And Kaylee Matthews gets the block at the net. No, it's a tool for LMU.
Watch Kaylee Matthews, gets her feet there, tries to make a late move. Her left hand pulls off the net, and LMU able to work it through her block. Rabich, really aggressive swing in transition for LMU at the 4 pairs.
3 pairs, set point. They do it on the ace for Kenzie Brower.
Kenzie Brower and Jessie Smith at the 3 pairs played together last year, come up with a good first set victory versus LMU. That ball caught tape, rolled out of bounds, and we will switch side at the 4 pairs.
So the walk and talk here.
Both head coaches with their 4 pairs.
Sails on Reffel. It is going to be set point UCLA. We want to bring in the 5 pairs as well. Inslee Alden and Harper Cooper are close to a set point. So the 5s are on the left side of your screen. The 4s are on the right side of your screen. So UCLA has won at the 4s, 21-16. We now zoom in on the 5s. Just a 1-point advantage, UCLA. Inslee Alden over the block. Paletti Corrales pokes. Alden got it.
Beautiful transition by Inslee Alden for UCLA. She took a look at the defense. You saw her drop her eyes, see what's going on, and then shoots it high line over the blocker. And that's one of the hard things to do in beach volleyball.
Set point UCLA at the 5 pairs. Harper Cooper serves at Paletti Corrales. It has to go over. The block does count as one of their 3 touches. That hit the antenna, so it's a point UCLA, and they win set 1 at the 5 pair.
That's a really nice first set for the UCLA Bruins. They're celebrating with assistant coach Kelly Reeves.
So UCLA has taken set 1 on 3 of the 5 courts. We check in at the 2 pairs. Natalie Miskowski and Perry Brennan lead by 1 over Hooker and Preeti. This is Perry Brennan. V. Preeti off the net tape, tied at 18.
Sometimes it's good to be lucky catching that tape drop in short.
Valma Priti out of Finland, number 8 in the red jersey.
Chloe Hooker giving block signals to her partner, going to block line on Miskowski.
Miskowski pulling. Cuts it wide, grabs a piece of that block. Advantage UCLA.
And that's what Miskowski does so well. She's so good at retreating off the net, keeping her feet under her, and digging that ball for a transition kill.
LMU has a 1-point lead at the 1 pair. V. Priti with the swing ties it for LMU on the left side of your screen. Right side of your screen, UCLA has just tied it at 19.
Sally Perez, big swing for UCLA, all tied up. Both courts.
Now Sally Perez serving right side of your screen at the 1 pair. Maggie Boyd chasing. Athletic move for Boyd on the right side. She is flying everywhere. UCLA is going to get that point.
That was crazy. Sally Perez ran all the way across the court to put herself in a defensive position.
Oh no, they gave it to LMU.
Here's this tight ball here. Look at Maggie Boyd get there. Touch called on UCLA. Not sure I saw that.
Meanwhile, left side of your screen at the 2s, we're tied up at 20. You have to win by 2 now. It'll be Priti serving for LMU, left side of your screen. Set point, right side of your screen for LMU. Set point at the 2s. Tied up at 20. Right side of your screen at the 1s.
LMU with the 2 pairs going after Miskowski.
Service error. Second set point for LMU, right side of your screen. LMU's got a set point on both of these courts. Too long, it is out, and LMU wins the opening set at the 2 pair.
Wow!
Sally Perez, okay, get after it.
Sally Perez went after it with Paloya, really big blocker in front of her. Watch this ball, starts with a good forward pass. Maggie Boyd puts up a nice set, and then boom, crossbody swing by Perez from UCLA.
Madison, a few points ago, what was going on when they were talking about that rally? We'll get to Madison in just a moment. Sally Perez showing off the defense.
2 huge plays by the freshman for UCLA, Sally Perez, with the bounce down the line and then the block step on the defensive end of the ball. Really nice handwork to take away the angle.
Earlier today, it was a big stuff block by Sally Perez that won the duel over Florida State. Now they have set points. The poke is long. Now we check in with Madison. A couple of points ago, they were talking to the up official about something. What did you hear?
The call was that the ball was off of Sally Perez, but she didn't feel the ball touch her, and LMU actually thought that they lost the point. But what speaks volumes about their response is that Maggie Boyd looked at Sally and said, hey, you know what? Next point, this is all us. And that's a true emotional leader, Maggie Boyd on the 1s.
You have to be present in the moment and let that play go. You can't change the past. You got to take care of what's in front of you.
Set point, UCLA. Maggie Boyd. Schaefer, Boyd laying out for it. And then got up for the swing. Schaefer. Corner pocket.
What a swing by Schaefer. She had a sliver of the court to attack, but stays aggressive, even from off the net. First of all, bodies up that dig, and look, she's 4 feet off the net and finds space between Perez and the line.
UCLA has already had a couple of set points here. The Bruins have taken the opening set on 3 courts. Schaefer digs it. Pokes at a retreating Perez. Right on the line for UCLA.
Fantastic dig by Sally Perez, who's pulling off the net, controls the dig, and then Boyd for the quick strike on 2.
3rd set point Bruins. Schaefer with the backhand set to Beloya. It's out. UCLA opening set winners 25-23.
Bruins were able to wear LMU down and wait for an unforced error.
Semifinal is getting heated. UCLA has taken the opening set at 4 of the 5 courts. We play on when you come back. Welcome back to Gulf Shores. 4 teams remain. We are in our first semifinal. UCLA, a 2-time national champion, taking on LMU. TCU and Cal Poly will be next. Neither one of those programs have ever made it to the championship duel. UCLA took the win in the opening set on 4 of the 5 courts. We want to go back to the 5 pairs. Tannen Rosenthal, Yuli Poletti-Corrales facing Inslee Alden and Harper Cooper, and we're knotted at 8 apiece. Cooper, number 17 in that blue jersey. If you need to check their jersey numbers, you can see them next to their name on our scoreboard. Service error.
This LMU 5 pairs has been one of the most steady teams all season long. 2 of the best hand setters on the beach and really consistent ball control, especially in this wind.
This is the redshirt freshman Tannen Rosenthal. And Inslee Alden getting aggressive.
Harper Cooper taking care of the pass. When you take care of the pass forward with a little lift, allows your partner to give you a good set or option on 2.
Poletti-Corrales through the block, and Madison, we're getting to see an Olympian play and make that play right there.
I mean, how cool, Courtney. She's not just a standout, she's a trailblazer. Last summer in Paris, she and her partner became the first ever Paraguay team to compete in the Olympics. And she posted on social media after Paris how much pride she's filled with to take Paraguay, where no beach volleyball team has gone before. And she said it fulfilled a dream she's always had. And, you know, she holds herself to such a high standard and looks very comfortable on this stage because, let's face it, you guys, she's played on a bigger one in Paris.
She shared a really funny story with us, though, Madison. Yuli told us that, you know, they exchange pins, different countries, between Olympians. And she exchanged pins with Coco Gauff, the professional tennis player, major champion, but didn't recognize her and asked her what sport she was competing in.
Oops.
Yeah, so that was super embarrassing. But she did share that story with us, so I guess not too embarrassing. She thought it was funny at the end. A tactical timeout at the 5s, meaning the score adds up to 21. We'll step aside. Semifinal continuing on the beach at Gulf Shores. There's no view like a drone view of all 5 courts here at the Beach Volleyball Championships in Gulf Shores, Alabama. Courtney Lyle, Holly McPeak, Madison Fitzpatrick with you. Semifinal underway. We want to peep in on the 3s. Kinsey Brower and Jessie Smith up on Lisa Luini and Abby Thorup. And Madison's been watching this court for us.
Pair that has been rolling. They rolled in the quarters, and Coach Jenny Johnson-Jordan told us that this is a kind of partnership where they bring out the best in each other, and they're playing like it. They're playing extremely calm, and if they don't get the point, they'll smile, hug it out, and they're just moving forward really collected, and you can tell as a unit.
Yeah, that makes such a big difference. It's been interesting. Jessie Smith, she was out for a long time with an injury.
She certainly was. Missed almost a year and now back in the lineup. But she's one of those players who has played beach volleyball a long time, very skilled defender. And then her partner, Kenzie Brower, is a player who plays high above the net, long and dynamic. They really complement one another.
And Jessie Smith trying to use the poke at the net. It works.
I mean, Jessie Smith finds a way. At the junior level, she was a blocker because she's about 6 feet tall, so you stick her up at the net. But she has a real nose for being in the right place at the right time. That time, left-hand poke to avoid the block.
Yeah, Kenzie told us about Jessie that she has such a high IQ and she's so experienced that really helps Kenzie Brower in those tough moments.
Definitely, that experience, that knowledge helps settle your partner, and it also helps being in the right place to keep the ball off the sand.
Dropping it in, calling corner pocket. It brings up match point at the 3 pairs for UCLA.
At the beginning of this duel, I said serving was going to be crucial. It would create point scoring opportunities. Those aces are really important.
Kenzie Brower, Abby Thorup, off the net tape.
What a beautiful last play to put a point on the board for UCLA. They turned chaos into order and scored. Look at Kenzie Brower on her knees, Jessie Smith on a full sprint, and then the high line shot to the corner for UCLA.
UCLA leads the duel 1-0. They need 3 points to win. Back to the 5s. It is knotted at 14 apiece.
That pass carries tight into the net, and that plays into Harper Cooper's block.
Harper Cooper started beach volleyball because her indoor club decided to add sand courts in the parking lot, and once she started playing on those, hasn't gone back. $15-all. Alden and Cooper won the first set 21-18. This is a must-win set for Rosenthal and Paletti Corrales. Rosenthal here, number 1 in the red jersey, the conference freshman of the year. Cooper, got it.
Harper Cooper doing a really nice job in serve receive, handling the pressure, perfect pass to her partner Ensley Alden, and gets the set she wants.
Service error from Alden.
This LMU pair makes plays, looking for an opportunity, but it starts with a tough serve. Can they get this UCLA pair out of system in scrambling?
This LMU duo was named the National Pair of the Week. The first time ever LMU has had a pair get that weekly award. Cut it sharp, Cooper.
Harper Cooper chops that ball into the wind, and that's all about the hand contact she makes on the ball. You want top and side of the ball to bring that down.
And Harper Cooper went sharply in to block that angle, and Paletti Corrales ready.
Yeah, that's like a foreplay. The blocker steps in, and then she goes late pull to dig the cut. Her defender's supposed to run to the line shot, but that's the only shot that's vulnerable, the short line, because she's running for that deep line.
Ensley Alden is trying to wipe her glasses off, I think.
This sand is so fine. We messed around on the volleyball courts, and I could not get the sand off me, so I can't imagine trying to get it off your glasses and arms.
I did not. I did not mess around.
You should have joined us.
No, thank you. Let the athletes do their thing.
This is an important point for LMU. They want to try and get 18 and switch to the good side to stay alive in this match.
Yeah, they have to win this set. Oh, Paletti Corrales! Shut it down.
I'm not sure if that was blocked or Alden did not make good hand contact.
Did she not even get it over?
Correct.
Oh, I thought she got a hand on it on the block.
Ensley Alden trying to sneak that with a late cut inside the block, and it falls short. Now LMU on the better side, wind picking up in their face. They can use that to their advantage with their serve.
UCLA got a point on the board from the three pairs of Smith and Brower. Here are the scores on the rest of the courts. That too long from Tannen Rosenthal. Knotted at 18. They serve at Paletti Corrales. Hammer of an arm puts him up 19-18.
Really aggressive side out. If you watch Harper Cooper, number 17 in blue, the blocker at the net, she's making big explosive moves, trying to catch Paletti Corrales by surprise and get a block stuff.
You think that's a good play?
I think it's good. I think you want to vary the defense you play. Sometimes hitters have an easy time with that, sometimes they don't, but you want to change the tempos in the defense that you use.
Point thanks to Cooper, and LMU has a set point at the fours after dropping the opening set. It goes long, and that will give it to LMU, so they're going to play 3 sets at the four pairs as Reffel and Rabbit stay alive. 19s here at the fives.
Harper Cooper that time, little fake step like she might be pulling, but Paletti Corrales not surprised, stays focused, brings the heat for a big kill.
Set point LMU. Oh, that ball is moving hard, and it brings it into the antenna. We're going to have a third set at the fives. Remember, this court is one that's close to the water, so that wind has been more of a factor all day out here.
I knew this would be a battle out here. You see Ensley Alden and Paletti Corrales. They're going to do a coin flip to see who gets side and who gets serve, receive, or serve.
That third set will go to 15 points.
In these conditions, first choice should always be side. You want to start on the good side and get off to a good start, and UCLA picks the good side.
You saw Alden pick up the sand and let it fly. That kind of tells her where the wind is blowing.
Correct. That's a good way to do it. It's hard when the sand's wet, but when it's dry, it definitely shows you the path of the wind.
All right, so they're getting ready for set number 3. We want to take you to the one pairs. Perez and Boyd on top of Schaefer and Paloya. Madison, you've been listening in here at the ones. What have you heard?
I listened in on Schaefer and Paloya's technical timeout, and what they were saying was, it's not over, but we need to win the little battles. And what that means is when you're down, this is an easy way to break up the game for the mental aspect. Break it down. You want to win each side. So the little battles are the games to 7, and that's what they're focusing on right now, winning the side that they just switched to.
As a coach, I like to break it down like that. Just small focus points, and then obviously executing every play, putting the pressure on your opponents.
Maggie Boyd going after it. Places it well. 3-point lead, UCLA.
That's the perfect weapon against a late pull from the blocker, because they can only pull short because timing-wise they've done it late, and the high shot over executed by Maggie Boyd of UCLA.
Sally Perez goes at Michelle Schaefer. Schaefer blocked.
Sally Perez sneaks in front for a line block. Jose Loyola, the assistant coach of the year, he likes it. That one catches tape, but also Sally Perez's hands.
A timeout called on this court. While they take a seat, we go to the two pairs, where it's Hooker and Preeti, who won a very close first set. They're up by 2 here in set number 2.
I knew this would be a battle. I feel like two elite defenders, maybe in terms of blockers. LMU has more size and length at the net to block more balls, but Miskowski's such a good pull defender off the block.
Hooker pump sets Preeti. And UCLA caught up in the net, so that's going to be a point for LMU. The Bruins do lead this duel 1-0. You need 3 points to win. They got that 1 point at the three pairs of Brower and Smith.
The up referee, Bert Fuller, talked to his lines people for clarification.
So they originally had called UCLA in the net. They're going to replay this point.
Miskowski gets a block touch and then pursues. Definitely hit inside the antenna. Just part of the tape.
So because they stopped play, they're going to replay that point, and it's a service error for UCLA. LMU will get it anyway. Earlier today, it was LMU taking down USC, who was trying to five-peat at this tournament. UCLA got here by beating Florida State in the quarterfinals. And Miskowski stopped by the net tape.
Natalie Miskowski had the right idea, but did not make great hand contact to redirect that ball. They cannot afford to make those kind of errors.
Just a defensive move to throw your hands up and save yourself. It goes out, and a point for UCLA.
Perry Brennan accelerated on that ball. Chloe Hooker there, but can't control it.
Fourth meeting this season between the two programs. UCLA has won 2 of the previous 3 meetings this year. All by 3-2 decision, so it has been close. That's in, yes!
What a play by Natalie Miskowski. First of all, her serve was amazing. Got them in trouble, and then the retreat off the net, deep kill down the middle. Really impressive for UCLA.
And timeout called. While they talk about this, we'll go to the one pairs. Perez and Boyd up by 2 for UCLA. In comes Boyd with the deep poke.
What a set by Sally Perez, pushing her partner from off the net so it's tight enough and the blocker has to stay, opening up that deep line.
The only court that's finished are the threes. Smith and Brower put a point up for UCLA. That's why they lead the duel 1-0. You need 3 points to win.
Wow, the dig over on one by Maggie Boyd. It caught her high, but she was able to control it. We call that a tomahawk when your hands are up, overhand.
Bruins need 2 points here. That one too long.
Maggie Boyd has one of the best jump topspin serves in the country. Tries to be aggressive from the bad side, and that one sails long.
Let's bring in the twos. Madison, what have you noticed at the twos?
Well, it's getting hot out here, and obviously this battle of the twos is very intense. Chloe Hooker's foot is cramping, so they called over the staff. They brought her some salt packets, and Coach said, do you want to call a medical timeout? And she said, no, just a regular timeout. Let's get back out there. And there she is, back out on the court.
And so Chloe Hooker, number 4 in the red jersey for LMU. Keep an eye on her foot. Some good intel there from Madison. Here she is bump setting this to Preeti. We've got a match point at the 1s. We'll pause on the 2s for just a second. Match point UCLA. Schaefer. Second match point on the way, Bruins.
Big aggressive swing by Michelle Schaefer. Maggie Boyd touched it, but just couldn't bring it back into the court.
Sally Perez. Beautiful up from Schaefer, and she gets the swing.
What a play by LMU. Sally Perez pulled off the net too early. No block touch there, and she's already off the net. Michelle Schaefer, we call that 5-0, 50-50 right on top of the net. Annihilates that ball for LMU.
Third match point, UCLA. Puts it away. UCLA leads the duel 2-0. They are a point away from the championship.
Maggie Boyd has been so good here at Gulf Shores. Very confident, takes a big rip for that second UCLA point.
In her career, she is 9-0 at this tournament. So impressive. We've got a match point for LMU, Hooker and Preeti at the 2 pair.
Chloe Hooker had a foot cramp early on. Not sure if it's affecting her anymore.
She's got the serve here. Oh, Perry Brennan's got to go. Preeti hammering that. An LMU point on the board. The duel now 2-1 in favor of UCLA.
Chloe Hooker and V. Preeti get it done on the 2 pairs for LMU.
We're eyeing in at the 4 pairs and the 5 pairs. 4s on the left side of your screen, 5s on the right. Playing to 15, both in a third set.
Maggie Ravitch with the big swing for LMU at the 4 pairs. Up by 1 in the third set.
They will switch sides every 5 points in the third set. Let's watch the 4s here. Isabel Reffel. Got the Bruins cleaning some glasses. That's Alexa Fernandez. UCLA 1 point away from winning this duel. They lead the duel 2-1. A win on this court would do it. Fernandez, nobody on, dug by Ravitch. Ravitch the same, nobody can dig her.
Fernandez took a big rip at that ball for UCLA, staying aggressive, but the dig better by Maggie Ravitch. And then the transition kill. LMU now up by 2.
UCLA has not lost at the 4s to LMU this. Oh, excuse me. LMU has not lost at the 4s against UCLA this year. Just scrappy play. And now it's 11-8 going to 15.
Maggie Ravitch out of Austria, just a sophomore. She is something special. Scoops under that ball with her right arm and then deep middle. Whenever you're in trouble, that's a smart swing, especially with pace.
All right, so they take a time here. 5 pairs. 9s right now on the board. Are you sweating, Holly?
I am.
Yeah.
This is intense.
A spot in the championship up for grabs. Poke over the block from the Olympian Poletti Corrales.
UCLA has been keeping the ball on Poletti Corrales, avoiding Tannen Rosenthal, who's in that right corner where the wind's going to blow the ball away from her. Maybe switch it up serving strategy-wise, although Tannen Rosenthal is really crafty.
Cooper. Rosenthal there to scoop it. Cooper saved that with one hand. Poke by Poletti Corrales. That was a heck of a rally.
Amazing. Tannen Rosenthal dug that ball, had a transition swing, drops it short, and Ensley Alden all over that. She can bring the heat, but look at that dagger to the corner. Beautiful top spin, catching that ball deep line.
Fours are up. LMU up 11-8. A point for UCLA. Madison, what were they talking about at the fours here?
It's interesting because it's actually just what happened. Coach Jenny Johnson-Jordan said, if that ball is tight, you absolutely take it. And then one of her teammates came into the huddle and said, you live for the pressure. Alexa and Kaylee, get it done.
Your teammates rooting for you makes all the difference. Oh, one arm block. No, did not get around it. Did not get it back over, excuse me. It's a point for LMU.
At the fives, Harper Cooper tried to get it with her left hand, but it sneaks by her.
Right side of your screen. LMU has the advantage. Put down by Reffel. Left side of your screen now at the fives. Alden is dug up by Rosenthal. Rosenthal punches it at Alden. Got it, Tannen Rosenthal.
LMU making plays down the stretch.
Right side of your screen now at the fours. Scrambling, LMU is 2 points away. LMU having the serve on both courts, both in the lead. An ace for Poletti Corrales.
LMU calls a timeout at the fives.
If LMU wins on both of these courts, they advance. They have never been to the championship duel before. Timeout at the fives. Here we are at the four pair. Alexa Fernandez. Reffel.
Huge swing by Reffel outside the left hand of Kaylee Matthews. She was trying to make a big block move, and Reffel stays aggressive.
And it's now match point, LMU. Isabel Reffel, who has played here now 4 years in a row, will serve. Fernandez dropped it in. Second match point on the way, LMU.
Really pretty ball by Fernandez with all the pressure on her.
They change sides. See both head coaches on this court. UCLA leads the overall duel 2-1, but that could change right here. Kaylee Matthews. Ravitch coming in hot. Stopped! Kaylee Matthews says we play on.
What a block move by Kaylee Matthews. Ravage staying aggressive for LMU. I like her mindset, but UCLA with a big stop at the net.
We bring the 5 pairs back in. A third match point, though, on the left side of your screen. Match point on both for LMU. It's long. So the 4s win. It just became dual point at the 5s. Everyone will be watching the 5 pairs because it is now dual point. An entire season of work comes down to this point at the 5 pairs. Poletti Corrales, the Olympian, will serve. Too much on it. Match point, dual point, coming for the second time here, though.
Harper Cooper will serve and run to the net. They've been keeping it on Poletti Corrales.
They keep with that strategy. Poke shots, and we are guaranteed to have a new champion on the beach. LMU, welcome to the championship duel. We'll see you on Sunday.
We saw LMU dominate their duel earlier in the day, winning all the first sets against USC. This time, they lost 4 of 5 and responded. Unbelievable performance under pressure by LMU.
There have only been 2 programs to win an NCAA beach title, UCLA and USC, and LMU just beat them both today.
What a day. What a day, and just an incredible moment in beach volleyball collegiate history.
It came down to the 5s, a redshirt freshman and a grad student who played in the Olympics in the summer were able to advance this LMU program into the history books. They will play for a championship for the very first time.
LMU made big plays when it counted, and they got pushed. UCLA was in control after the first set in 4 of the 5 courts.
First year in the NCAA history of this sport that the #1 seed will not be in the championship.
Serving Poletti Corrales on that line. Harper Cooper trying to make some moves, blocking that line, and just the soft touch right over the block for the kill.
The view from the drone, everyone crowded around this court watching the 5s. And I can't imagine that feeling of your team running towards you on the sand after you clinch the duel.
Neither can I. It's such a team sport. Everybody matters.
Tannen Rosenthal, Yuli, Poletti Corrales get it done in there with Madison.
Well, you just made history. You get to fight for a national championship. What did it take?
It took so much grit. It took setting our minds right. It took every single day of practice. It took building a connection from zero. It took just freaking balling.
Tannen, you've never played in Gulf Shores before. You're a freshman. How did you handle that pressure?
I mean, she helps a lot. I think she has the most experience on her team. And I think that just relying on her and our partnership and trusting the connection that we have, that really helped me.
What's the feeling like when your team rushes to you and you got the clinch?
Honestly, I kind of knew that we were going to have the clinch. For some reason, I never look at the scores. And at some point, I looked at it and I was like, holy, like it's going to come back to ours. Like, it's just, I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it. It's so much acceleration. It's so much love. And it's so much proud of like our team and what we built this year.
We'll celebrate your team and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.